Hello. Today we're going to talk about the chakra system and using the chakras or observing the chakras while we do Reiki. So the chakra system that I'm going to be talking to you about today comes from the book of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is one of the oldest known texts to mankind, and the word Ayurveda is Sanskrit, translates into English as science of long life. In this ancient text, the book of Ayurveda, there's lots of books, and it breaks down things that we can do as humans to help us live the most optimal lives physically, mentally, and emotionally. And in these books, they break down what your energetic anatomy looks like, and that's where the chakra system comes from. Interestingly enough, Reiki, a Japanese tradition that originated in the 1920s with Dr. Usui, a lot of the hand positions that he used and that I was taught go right directly over this ancient Ayurvedic chakra system. So when you're doing Reiki, it's really helpful to know that certain hand positions are associated with certain chakras. So let's dive into the Ayurvedic understanding of the energetic anatomy, or a chakra. The basis of your energetic anatomy starts with what's called a nadi. Nadi is Sanskrit for pipe, tube, or flow. You have all kinds of nadis that flow through your body. They're like veins for your chi or your ki or your prana or your life force. So they're carrying your life force through your body. You have this really important nadi, and it's called the sushumna. It's the central column of your body that flows right through the middle of you. It's directly correlated to your spinal cord. Now, if you think about the significance of your spinal cord carries electricity from your brain down it. Your brain says things like, touch your nose. That electrical information travels down the spinal cord, touches the nerves attached to your spinal cord, and then tells the muscles how to move so that you can achieve that specific result. It's really cool. So something as silly as touch your nose is this really insane and magical electrical process. So if you could think of your sushumna as being just as cool, magical, and important, and holding right in it the fabric or the core of your life force or your soul or your animation. So this is your sushumna, your central column or your main nadi. You have another really important nadi, and she's called the ida. She's female, and she carries all of the energetic information about the aspect of you that is feminine. Whether you're physically in a feminine body or physically in a masculine body, you have feminine energy. It's the part of you that is abstract in nature. It's the part of you that can be passive. It's the part of you that can receive. It's the part of you that nurtures. And it typically is the part of you that observes. The feminine nature, the ida, starts on the left side of the sushumna, and it dances up and through the sushumna until it ends at the left side of it. If you have feminine energy, you have masculine energy. And you have another really important nadi called the pingala, and the pingala is the masculine essence of you. So this is the part of you that knows how to take action. This is the part of you that is hot. This is the part of you that is giving in nature. And again, whether you're physically feminine or physically masculine, you possess masculine energy. Now, if the female energy starts on the left, dances up and through, and ends on the left, equal opposite would be starting on the right and dancing all the way through and ending on the right. Quick review. The basic of your energetic anatomy are nadis. You have a main nadi called the sushumna that runs right down the middle. You have feminine energy, which is called the ida, that dances up and through the sushumna. You have masculine energy, the pingala, that dances up and through the sushumna as well. Now, if you notice, this is a really cool symbol that you may, I hope, start to recognize it. It looks like the caduceus, or the medical symbol. If you could imagine that these lines that I drew were snakes, it would look like the caduceus. It also looks like a double helix, or DNA. This symbol is older than the caduceus and older than our known knowledge of what DNA looked like. So it's just really cool to think that these ancient monks who wrote the book of Ayurveda, they were aware of this basic structure as being our foundational self. So, sorry, so cool. Now, this is where a chakra comes into play. Every time these nadis intersect, you're having three forces of electricity intersect or collide. Now, what happens when energy or a force of nature collides with another force of nature? Here are some examples. When high pressure and low pressure air intersect, you get a storm. And at the center of a storm, you have the eye, and all around the eye, you have a spinning energy. When we see a tornado, it's the same thing. It's high pressure and low pressure colliding, and what it causes is spinning vortex. When you're at the ocean and you look down at the water and you have some water coming in while other water is going out, when they pass by each other or intersect, you get those little whirlpools. So it's a law of nature that when two forces of nature intersect, it creates a spinning vortex. And you have those spinning vortexes all over in your body. You have thousands and thousands of them. But you have 7 main ones that run down the sushumna, or the central column. So every time these forces of nature intersect, you get a spinning wheel, or a chakra. Each chakra carries different vibrational information and is vital to you as an individual person. It's the way you receive information and the way you output information. Your base chakra, the one that's located at your hips and pointing downward toward the floor, it has everything to do with survival, security, stability, your relationship to your family or your tribe. And it also has to do with how you relate to that which is physical, time, and space. Your next chakra is your sacral chakra, and it's just below your belly button. It is very feminine in its nature, and it has everything to do with sexuality, our ability to create in the world. It also has to do with our ability to have relationships with other people more personally and one-on-one. And it also is the home of your emotions. The next one is your solar plexus chakra. Your solar plexus chakra is actually located at the solar plexus, right in between the floating ribs. And it carries the energetic information of your self-esteem and your personality and how you relate to yourself and the world outside of you, and the things that you kind of put around you as being part of your identity. The heart chakra, such a beautiful one. If I were to say that there was one chakra that was more important than the others, it would be the heart chakra, because it's the center of the entire energetic system. There's 3 chakras below it and 3 above it. And this one says, as above, so below. It's also said to be the home of unstruck sound. It's also said to be where the soul and the body are intertwined. It's also said to be where the soul enters the body and exits the body from. The next is the heart chakra, the throat chakra. The throat chakra is right here at the throat, and it has everything to do with communication, your ability to speak and your ability to listen. It also has to do with truth, your ability to be truthful and honest, as well as power and control. A lot of times when we feel controlled by others, that energy comes from here. And likewise, when we feel the desire to control another, that energy comes from here. Then you have your third eye chakra. Your third eye chakra is the space of linear thinking or logical thinking, as well as abstract, intuitive, and imaginative thinking. Your third eye is also your antenna. Your third eye helps you be responsible for things like this. So if you've ever been thinking about someone and then right then they call you, that's because the person who is about to call you was thinking of you. They emitted a signal that your third eye picked up on, like a radio beacon to to a satellite. Or likewise, you might be sitting in a room with a bunch of people and all of a sudden you start thinking about chicken nuggets. And then the person beside you starts talking about chicken nuggets. And you're like, wait, I was just thinking about chicken nuggets. And the reason for that, again, is because possibly right before they started talking about it, they emitted a signal that you picked up on. So it is linear thinking, imaginative thinking, and it's your antenna. The next one is your crown chakra, and that's up here at the top of your head. And it is your connection to your higher power. So whatever it is that you connect to as being greater than you, whether that be God, nature, the universe, anything that you connect to that's bigger and greater than you. What I love about the crown chakra is that it's easier just to connect to it than it is to talk about it, because the elements of it are the kinds of things that the more you talk about it, the further you move away from the actual substance or truth of it. So your crown chakra has to do with kind of the ephemeral nature of things. Now, it's really cool to cognitively understand this stuff, right? But what's even better is to be able to use the chakra information as a tool for self-study. So here's your homework or your project right now. I'm going to ask you to go and read about the chakras. I'm going to ask you to see what triggers you or excites you. For example, if you're reading about the root chakra and you read that when it's out of balance, you crave unhealthy foods, you might be like, wow, lately I have been craving unhealthy foods. Like all I've wanted were chips and peanut butter cups. Then you can observe, hey, there might be something going on in my root chakra with my sense of survival, security, and stability. Likewise, if you're reading about the root chakra and you see under the balanced symptoms that you have a love for your career, and you think, yeah, I'm excited because I really do love my career, then you can note to self that you're creating a wellness in your root chakra by loving the career that you have. So use the information you learn about each chakra as a tool for understanding yourself better. This practice will translate over into your Reiki practice so that when you're doing Reiki on yourself and you're in different chakra systems, you know what kind of electricity you're connecting to at that time. That strength will translate over into when you're practicing Reiki on another. So understand Ayurveda and the chakras will also help you amplify your Reiki practice as well. Let me know how your homework goes or share what you've learned with a friend. Have a great day.